Yo, what is up? It's Chris Xfers, and in today's video, we're going to be making a tier list in Multiverse. Now, this tier list is going to be based off of your normal solos and duos queue for the average player. I'm not talking the top 1%, I'm talking about when you load up into a game of Multiverses, this is your tier list on who is good and who just falls to the bottom. It's going to be a super short video, so make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're into Multiverse. I'm going to be posting a bunch of Multiverse this week. Now, if you want to check out my previous videos, I have a bunch of Apex Legends, Call of Duty, shooter games, Valorant, all that stuff. Without further ado, I'm going to get straight into this tier list. Alright, so the way I'm going to start this tier list today is I'm going to start in the S tier and I'm going to work my way down, and I'm going to give brief summaries on why they are in the tier they are, but I'm not going to go over every single player because people like Superman and Finn, man, you know why they're there. Alright, so starting out this tier list, everybody knows Bugs Bunny. He is the best character in the game, and there's reasons for that. His special moves are absolutely insane. Every move he has is a kill move. His disadvantage state is crazy. His aerials are good. He has a good recovery. He can mix it up in many ways. He can go under. He's just the best character in the game. Now, following him up in the S tier are two individuals. I'm going to go ahead and put them both up here. Tom and Jerry, not Wonder Woman, Velma. I'm a Tom and Jerry main myself, and he is the best zoner in the game. Tom and Jerry has crazy potential. I think the only reason Tom and Jerry is below Bugs Bunny on this tier list is the fact that he's harder to use. Like, you take two people the same skill level, you give one of them Bugs Bunny, one of them Tom and Jerry, the Bugs Bunny's going to do better just based off of Bugs Bunny's ability to do everything. Now, Velma's a no-brainer for the S tier. Velma is just crazy. If you've ever fought a good Velma before, I know that their pick rate is very low in this game, especially in pubs when you're just in your normal solos and duos. You don't see a lot of Velmas, but let me tell you, Velma is disgusting. Her win rate in the top leaderboards is insane. Almost everybody in solos or duos plays Velma, and she's definitely a sleeper pick for this S tier. Now, moving on to this A tier, I'm going to move a lot of people into the A tier, and I'm going to go over each and every one of them in a second. Alright, so Finn, everybody knows Finn, man. The backpack spam, the sword spam, he's just running at you. All of his moves hit. That is the one thing that nobody talks about on why Finn is broken. All of his moves drag you in. 90% of the time, that's how far away you are from him, and you get pulled into his backpack every single time. You get pulled into his sword. So once they make a couple fixes on Finn, I do see him moving down a little bit, but I don't see him falling off completely. I think he'll just move to maybe the bottom of A tier, and I think that is a perfect balance change that we need in this game because Finn is fucking broken. Now, moving on in the A tier, we have Superman and Araya. Now, these two I have tied in the same spot, and the only reason Superman is on the left is because he's easier to use than Araya is. Araya is a sword character. You have to actually combo, you have to think about what your next move is, whereas with Superman, 90% of the Supermans you will run into is just jab, 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 fly, pick his ass up, yeet. You know, it's just, he's broken, especially in duos when you're sitting there fighting somebody else and he comes with a third party scoop off the top. Sometimes there's nothing you can do against a good Superman. Now we have Shaggy, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Now, Shaggy, he's pretty self-explanatory. He goes crazy when he's enraged. He has some of the craziest kill power in this game. He can kill you so early. Now, Batman, he's got a crazy amount of projectiles. His combo game is disgusting. He can mix you up. He's pretty quick. For Batman, he's a bigger character. Same thing with Superman. They move pretty damn quick. And now the last one in this A tier is actually Wonder Woman. Most people put Wonder Woman a little bit lower, but I think Wonder Woman is probably a better sword fighter than Finn. But since Finn's hitboxes are so fucking bananas, nobody really picks up any other sword fighter besides Finn. Now, Wonder Woman has the ability to shield her allies. She has a lasso. She has something that blocks projectiles. She's actually crazy. Now, we're going to start this B tier. I'm going to go ahead and throw them in, then I'll put them in the right order. Same shit as last time. Alright, so I got them in the appropriate order now. Now, Jake, he's probably S tier, but personally, I think now that the meta has changed a little bit, people have found ways to counter Jake. He's not as good as we originally thought when the game first came out. I know people were putting him high in the A tier. I think there's not a lot of versatility when it comes to Jake. There's not a lot of movement options you can do. Your disadvantage game isn't that great. Your combos aren't that great. Most of your moves really come from surprising your enemy on the range that he has, because he has some crazy range. I think that is one of the only things that makes Jake good, is the fact that he's kind of heavy and he has a decent amount of range. Now Rain Dog, I'm not going to get into Rain Dog a whole lot. Rain Dog is just the GOAT supporter. I mean, everybody's seen Rain Dog. He just supports the hell out of his teammates, and that's why he's where he's at. Now LeBron, let's say Tom and Jerry wasn't in the game, like let's say he's never in the game, LeBron low key would be S tier or A tier. But since Tom and Jerry is in the game, he does everything better than LeBron does. His basketball, let's compare it to Jerry. Shooting Jerry is 100 times better than shooting that basketball. His kill power up close, it just doesn't beat Tom and Jerry's. His everything just doesn't beat Tom and Jerry's. Tom and Jerry is just a better overall pick than LeBron. LeBron has some pretty nice combos off of his neutral air, but that's about all he's got going for him. Everything else, his basketball, his projectiles, he just can't beat out the same way Tom and Jerry does. But he is a great overall pick. Now Harley Quinn. Now I'm gonna compare Harley Quinn to somebody in Super Smash Bros. Real quick. Sheik. Harley Quinn has these insane fucking combos, but her kill power really isn't there. Her only kill move is her up special, her little fucking baseball bat shit that she does. That's all every Harley Quinn main does, and if you know how to counter that, Harley Quinn really isn't that good once you know how to not let Harley Quinn be below you. So I'm gonna just move on to Steven. Now Steven has some crazy ass potential. We're so early in the game still that Steven he's just undefined, you know. I don't really know where to place Steven. If I really wanted to, I could put Steven in S tier or A tier, just based off of, he's crazy sometimes. The things he could do with his walls, he has some insane kill power too, and the fact that most people don't know how to counter a good Steven, so he's really, really good. I just don't know where to place him personally. So in your own tier list, you could place him higher, you could place him lower, you could keep him the same. I just don't know where to place him, so I placed him mid B tier. Now on to Robot Bitch.
Excuse me, what the fuck?
She's crazy, but she is too linear. Horizontal wise, she doesn't really have any kill moves off the top, or her spikes aren't that great. I mean, she's pretty predictable on what she's going to do when you fight her. She's going to stand there, she's going to get her music box going, she's going to hit hard, and she's going to live. She's heavy, but other than that, there's just better picks. Superman is a way better pick than she is. He hits harder, he has more movement up and down, he is around the same weight, he lives the same. Superman is just a better Robot Bitch. Now moving into the C tier, I will put Iron Giant and Taz. That's pretty predictable. Taz, he needs a few buffs. He only really has one move that can actually kill, being his spin move and his a little up air with the hot dogs. He's not that good vertically. It's really easy to counter Taz. You just run from him. He really just needs a rework or a buff soon. Now Iron Giant in duos is actually kind of crazy. When he gets his shield going, his bolts moving, he be fucking shit up. But this is why he's in the C tier. When he doesn't have his shield, his armor, and his bolts going, he is so easy to juggle. And then when you get him off stage, you just come down and you could spike him with any character in the game. It is not hard. You could triple spike him. You could do whatever you want with him. He's just a fucking walking dummy sometimes, and I think he really needs to have the same armor mechanic maybe as like Wonder Woman or something. Like, he needs to just have his armor quicker. I don't really know what they can do with him, but for right now he's just kind of at the bottom with Taz. And that's going to wrap up my tier list. So if you enjoyed this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe like I said in my intro. But I'm going to get right out of here.